remember a child abuser had once said that if a police officer tells you what to do, you gotta do it. A child abuser, a person that can beat the crap out of children all the live long day. That's a nice, that's a nice summer afternoon for a child abuser. But a child abuser, and I didn't know they were child abuser at the time, comes to find out later, but they told me that a police officer pulls them over, and I guess they were embarrassed about it, so they needed to save face. They needed to save face, and they said that whenever a police officer pulls you over, you got to do what they tell you. You have to do what they tell you. So, day and night, huh? Full-grown man who's got money and power, we got to, respect that. But your own child, we're not going to respect that. So, when it comes to California having this decertification law, Kenneth Ross Jr. Police Decertification Act, I think Gavin Newsom needs to sign this. Gavin Newsom needs to sign this. There's 4 states that say that there are no way to decertify bad cops. Hawaii, New Jersey, and Rhode Island. In California. Hawaii, New Jersey, Rhode Island, California, you all can't fire your cops. You can't fire your cops. The reason, if you can't fire your cops, that means they have absolute authority. And absolute authority corrupts absolutely. So, they have absolute authority. There's no way to decertify bad cops. So, if, strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, who gives a shit? That guy could get 100 strikes, and he's a police officer, so we'll never decertify him. So, the bill has passed. Democrats have okayed it 28-9. 28-9, so this is the Senate. Now it's going to the desk of Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom should sign this to show that, he's strong against police brutality. Now, Kenneth Ross Jr. is going to be a 25-year-old black man who got killed in 2018. Apparently, 4th Street, 4 times. This is the fourth shooting by the cop. So the cop had already shot, 3 times, 3 other people. I'm not sure if it ended in death or not. And the police officer, so you could be decertified if you get, convicted. If you get convicted of several crimes, or if you get, I don't know. Here are crimes that you could get decertified for in California, according to this bill, AP something, the Assembly. Okay, so sexual assault, excessive force, false report or arrest, intimidating witnesses, something about being in a law enforcement gang, and racism and sexism. So last but not least, law enforcement gang, something about the executioners. Gangs are cliques made up of law enforcement officers are accused of carrying out shootings and violence for initiations. Wow, trippy. So apparently there's some gangs that are out there that are not the cops, but they're either ex-cops or they're current cops. And so you have police officers who are creating their own gangs in addition to being police officers. They're already a part of the cop gang, right? They're already part of the LAPD or whatever. Now they want to be a part of the LAPD and the cop Bloods and Crips and MS-13 and what have you. So, yeah, they can't be a part of that. That's another bill, AB 958, no law enforcement gangs. You can't be a part, so that's by itself. And then you also have AB 48 that outlaws rubber bullets and chemical irritants. So you have a couple bills that's going to Gavin Newsom's desk. He could sign, 1 or 2 or a couple of them. We'll see how this process turns out. You do need to decertify. Absolute authority corrupts absolutely. Behind closed doors, right, a child abuser all the live long day, right? Absolute authority. They have all the power, and what? The little kid that loves their parents is supposed to do something about it. So all the live long day of absolute authority says you can abuse children. But absolute authority, these big tough guys, right? These big tough guys who want to go around hitting children's bodies, I guess, to impress their women or something. When a police officer pulls them over and tells them, give me the thing and this, they shut the fuck up and they do as they're fucking told. So I think weakness comes from insecurity. They're fucking small. They're fucking tiny and small, right? I'm not saying that I do any, better when it comes to a police officer, but I at least say, you know what, I don't like this, and I would like to envision a different world. Some piece of shit with a badge and a gun gets to fucking terrorize you? Jesus Christ. So I get terrorized by abuser as a child and get terrorized. When does the terrorism end? Do we ever just, are we ever just nice to each other? We ever just, try to persuade each other and laugh, with each other and watch out, look over each other's backs? Is that... Oh, that's right. All for one, one for all is three musketeers, but it's also socialist. You cannot show a smidgen of compassion. This is America, dog-eat-dog capitalism. In a way, is niceness not weakness? You're being kind to another person. I think love is a kind of weakness. I think love is what makes life worth living. But I think people can manipulate love too. So anyways, abuser, when it's somebody smaller than them, they'll go to town. When if it's somebody that's not even really bigger than them, just in a more important position. Well, that person's in a more important position. Are you sure it's even a cop? Who cares? Just shut up and do as you're told. And always shut up, do as you're told. Maybe that's what it is. The abuser feels like he's a nobody. He has to shut up and do as he's told. So how come, his child gets to live in a world that's any different? Hell no. I got to live in a world where I have to shut up and be a nobody. You're going to live in a world where you got to shut up and be a nobody too. And I guess last but not least, that's sort of what people say about abuse, is that they go to the job, the boss abuses them, then they abuse the wife abuses the kids abuse the dog abuses the cat abuses the mouse. And then shit just rolls downhill. But really, it's capitalist society and the boss. That's what started it out, right? He had to be a wage slave. He's having to, do all this, and he's doing it for the family that he loves. But he's so damn frustrated, and it sucks all the marrow out of him. I don't know. I think it would be a wonderful break from, the drudgery. Had to be a fucking wage slave for the shit boss. Now I get to go home and be with my family. That would be awesome. I'm not going to bring the drudgery. I would like to think that you leave the drudgery there. But one other thing, the people that could abuse women and children, they don't stand up to men, a lot of them. But then, I guess the ones that abuse men, they'll abuse everybody, right? But I have noticed that phenomenon, right? A cop tells them what to do, they'll shut the fuck up and do it. But, yeah. So there you go. Why are people so fucked up in the way that they are? I don't know. But police should definitely be, you should be able to decertify police.